What's up, everybody? We got the Hansshow Cybertruck lower grille LED light bar kit. I already unboxed it, but it comes with 6 LED lights, trim tool, we got some standard wire nuts, and some zip ties. So it is going to be going down here. So this is what the light strip looks like if you just put it on the bottom, which I don't see Hansshow displaying. They kind of do a zigzag pattern, or all on this third row. I think it looks pretty cool like that. You can't even tell too much while it's off that it's there. It looks very OEM, very flush. You can kind of see the tabs. Flush, no wiggle. And then I'm thinking, so this bottom bumper might interrupt some of the light input going down, interrupting that angle. So when the Hansshow installs it, it gets a little bit more light input towards the ground right here. But I don't think that matters because you can't really see down here anyways from the driver's seat. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Looks really clean. Since it's not gonna be like gap, light, gap, gap. It's just gap, gap, gap. And this kind of looks like it's supposed to be there. I like that. I'm gonna go ahead and connect these and then we'll go on to the next step. So I started disassembling the frunk. Like I said, Hansshow did a lot already on the tutorial in terms of how to disassemble the frunks, but I went ahead and just started pre-disassembling it so I can kind of show you what's going on here. The first piece you're going to disassemble is this windshield trim piece. It's going to have nothing but tabs. So you're going to see a bunch of tabs that you just pretty much pull up in an upward motion using that pry tool. And then you could go ahead and remove this piece. You do need to remove this piece. You might actually don't need to remove this piece, but this piece is so easy to remove. I removed it anyways. It's still a bunch of tabs. Using the plastic pry tool, you'll see where all the tabs just connect and you pull it out. This is the one that you remove to get to the HEPA filter, but we're not doing the HEPA filter today. And then when it comes to the actual frunk, there's these tabs right here that you pull using the pry tool. And then you'll locate 2 bolts, 2 10mm bolts, and then one 10mm bolt back here. Same on this side, 2 10mm bolts, and then one 10mm bolt on this side. I went to go ahead and remove the windshield washer reservoir cap right here so it just doesn't get in the way. It was really easy to remove when I removed it. You also remove these plastic tabs, bumpers for frunks, the hood supports. It's a simple turn counterclockwise a little bit and then you pull out. You can see by the angle of this tab. That's what you use for that. No tools required on that one. You simply just turn counterclockwise and you yank it straight out. So I think I haven't completely removed it yet, but I think that's all you need to do for that. Let's go ahead and check. Yeah, just really no resistance now. Oh, actually, there is a button right here. And some power. So you just have to disconnect this wire and then you'll be able to pull out the frunk. So with this button light, the one that opens up and closes the hood, all you do is you pull it right here and then you could see a hole. That's you want to grip it from here and then you want to just kind of pull it out like that and it comes out. And then there you have it. Access to underneath the front assembly. It's my first time seeing this. It's pretty wild. So all these are simple plug and play. Snaps right into place. To get access behind this tow hook cover, all you do is you take off this, use this plastic pry tool, and you go ahead and pry it all out. And there's rubber and plastic on the outside and 4 tabs. 2 tabs on the top, 2 tabs on the bottom. You just wiggle it out. See here? You just take the pry tool on under each of these tabs and pry that out. And then that'll give you access to behind the tow hook cover for the one lead. You're not dealing with multiple wires. And then what I like about installing it down here is you don't have to worry about wires dangling. They're resting right behind the grill insert. Because if you would install it higher up, you would have to worry about zip tying it for a cleaner wire management. So this one looks like there's just some foam you stick it through. And then there you have it right there behind the tow hook cover. And then you take this wire loom that they gave you and go ahead and connect it. Might be easier for me to connect it over here since there's not much space for me to deal with it. The kids are playing in the background. That's and connect it. These connectors are really solid. They're not going to loosen up over time.
His dog being so fast. I get.
You just match up the arrows, push in, that's it. So there we go. Now that I have it connected, I could have a little bit more leverage to pull it out and feed it through here. Tesla's awesome. They already knew that we were gonna mess with, and then they pre-wired some power for us right here. This is how it looks like. This is how it looks like from the factory, untouched. They already have pre-wired for us to install any accessories. I've seen some people install like microwaves and ovens up front, extra outlets. So we're gonna use this power to tap into the Hansshow Grille fog light kit. And the great thing about this is we're not messing with any switches on the inside. It's already pre-wired, no plastic switches that go out of place. There's already a button affixed to the UI within the Tesla screen. Yeah, so I finished up the wires. All you do is you connect the Hanssshow's red wire right here to Tesla's red wire. Tesla's red wire is red and blue. And then you use, this is the, they give you, Hansshow gives you 2 wire nuts. I dropped one. I'm such a klutz. So I used one of my orange ones for the ground or the negative. So you can Hansshow black wire to Tesla's brown and blue wire. And then you'll see in Tesla's wire loom, the one that's right here, they'll have an extra brown. It's just some lights, nothing too crazy. And then I'm going to go ahead and get these down to 0, zip tie them, put all the plastic pieces back. But let's go ahead and show you what it looks like when you turn on the lights. So to turn on the lights, it's not going to be under the lights tab of the Tesla. It's going to be under the outlets and mods. So you don't need any extra cheap switches or drill holes in your interior to turn it on and off for auxiliary switches. Tesla has already hooked it up and included within the software a power feed front button. So you turn that on. That button will power up the Hansshow lights, and then you have different options here. You could keep the outlets on. Outlets will remain on for 12 hours, so you could keep these lights on for 12 hours while the Cybertruck is completely off. I mean, you could use that for let's just say if you're camping overnight and you want some lights to light up the ambient area around you, these nice orange lights won't be too blinding, but it'll nice kind of give a warm glow, I think. So let's go see what it looks like with the power feed frunk on. Here we have it.
Sophie! What are you doing?
I can't believe how cheap these are. I mean, retail right now, they have it listed at $300, but they're on sale for around $100. Super clean look. You could already see with the light bouncing off of the bumper, it's going to be a decent amount of increased intensity. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up the wires and go ahead and put everything back, and then I'll go ahead and show you what the light output looks like at night.